You ready?
Ready for what? Something that'll really hit the spot.
Always quick with a joke or to light up your smoke.
It's fun and educational.
Welcome to Coffee Talk, a joint production between 3WV and Higher Education. This week includes a special holiday, Pi Day, 3/14. I love Pi Day.
Happy Pi Day.
Ashley, do you like Pi Day?
I love pie.
What's your favorite kind of pie?
Come on, we're all smokers. Everybody has to love pie here. I mean, hell, you got the munchies. What else is better than some pie? So if you could eat any kind of pie, what kind of pie would it be? Mm-hmm. It's Pie Way soon, so we have to figure out what kind of pies we'd want.
What's your favorite kind of pie?
Pizza pie.
Oh.
I want a deep dish pizza pie.
I prefer pizza pie as well. I'm not a big sweets fan, but if I do eat pie, I do like pecan.
Oh, I do like pecan.
Or do you say pecan or pecan? What do you say?
What do I say?
I say pecan.
I think I say pecan. What do you say?
Pecan.
What's your favorite pie, Seth?
Hair pie.
Are we in 8th grade?
Sometimes.
Happy Pie Day!
Happy Pie Day!
Happy Pi Day.
There's a lot of talk out there about Kratom, and so we've decided to bring Haley on from Choice Botanicals, Kratom company, to help educate us about Kratom, exactly what it is, and why we'd want to be using it. How you doing today, Haley?
I'm doing great. Got my cup of coffee. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Choice Botanicals is a really amazing company that provides high-quality Kratom. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you tell us about Kratom a little bit? I know we have a lot of customers, a lot of people who love it, but you seem to be more the expert than me. So can you tell me a little more about what is Kratom?
Yeah, so Kratom is actually a tropical evergreen tree, and it's closely related to the coffee family. So not hemp or anything like that. It's strictly related to the coffee family. And
Nice.
It's native to Southeast Asia. And the leaves there, the farmers would actually chew on the leaves there to get like more energy and pain relief. And now it's traditionally used as like a supplement. So people will take that leaf and they will grind it into a fine powder and brew tea out of it or encapsulate it to get those benefits.
That's awesome. And there's more than one type of Kratom, is that correct? Or is there one type of evergreen tree, or I'm sorry?
So it is one type of evergreen tree, but it does have different strains to that evergreen tree, which have a multitude of different benefits.
That's fantastic.
So obviously there's, the pain relief, but besides pain relief, are there other benefits to Kratom?
Absolutely. So pain relief is definitely one of the biggest ones, but it's also really great for like energy. So it gives people energy. It's really great to help people get off of like pharmaceutical pain opiates. And even though it's not an opiate, it definitely latches onto the same receptor. So since it hits those same receptor sites in the brain, it's similar to like chocolate, coffee, exercise in that similar fashion. So it's going to give you that euphoric, energizing sort of feeling.
Very cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I could use that a lot, especially at like 425.
I think everyone could.
Yeah.
And of course, it's just all natural. It's just Kratom leaf.
Absolutely. So it's not a synthetic substance. It's not an opiate. It's not a drug. It is strictly an all-natural evergreen leaf from Southeast Asia.
And nothing else with it. It's just the Kratom that you need.
Just the Kratom that you need. Nope. Here at Choice, we don't add any additives to it. We, get everything tested to make sure that there is no additives, but yeah, it's just the leaf itself. So that's why people like to brew tea out of it. I've heard everything from, the brewing tea to putting it in their yogurt to dipping bananas in it to, taking it in an encapsulated form. There's just a bunch of different ways to use such a great all natural, beneficial leaf that, it's just strictly the leaf itself.
That's fantastic. How long lasting would you say the leaf really is? Is this something that, is like an Advil as far as long lasting or longevity? Or is this something more long lasting, short term?
So, well, I'm not a doctor. Let me preface this. Definitely not a doctor. And it's just dependent on the person. We definitely recommend like a certain serving size. But it's all dependent on the person. So we like to tell everyone, our serving size is a gram or like a capsule, and that will, last everyone different amounts. So like I said, just dependent on who is taking it.
So I know this is a tough question, but what does it taste like?
It tastes horrible. It's super, super bitter. I am super, super honest when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, yeah, it's great. It does all of these great benefits, but that's why people like to encapsulate it instead of taking the powder form.
I knew the answer. That's why I said it was a tough question.
It's super bitter.
We have a customer who loves to make milkshakes out of it, add it to his milkshakes, because just said, it's that, super sweet ice cream is what he needed to get past the bitterness.
I still couldn't imagine what that would taste. I feel like that would taste like a grass milkshake.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a capsule kind of person. Get it done and over with quick instead of having to add it to something and ruining the flavor of that as well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I've heard other things like, I guess, orange juice added to it, and maybe that's something because of the acidity of the orange juice that makes it a little bit easier to consume.
Yes,
yeah, so the acidity of the orange juice, and I've also heard like white grapefruit juice, people like to use it with that as well. The acidity of it actually gives it like a stronger profile because that acid is actually breaking down the kratom, so you get a better effect out of it.
Oh, wow. So is it the vitamin C?
Yeah, it's the vitamin C and the acidity in that citrus. So the acid in the citrus helps break down the kratom a little bit better, and you get a stronger effect from it.
And that's a really good thing to know. We need to make sure we start telling our customers that too, that if they take it with vitamin C or grapefruit juice, that would actually help them and use, actually get them more benefit out of their purchase.
For sure, and it tastes better, first and foremost.
It couldn't taste much worse from what I remember.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to take a break.
We'll be right back.
That's our
Coffee
end of our
talk.
first segment of this podcast. We'll be back right after these messages.
CBD.
We will help you with your anxiety. We'll pick you up when you're feeling low. And nothing costs a pocket full of dough. Relax your body, free your mind. Higher Ed is the place to find.
CBD.
Let us help you with your anxiety. Now offering curbside pickup and shipping direct to your door. Just call to place your order at 434-293-PUFF. Higher Education, Charlottesville's CBD Superstore since 2017, providing high-quality CBD and education about all its amazing benefits. Higher Education, because CBD is a lifestyle, not just a greener trend. Be careful and smoke at home. And remember, share the experience, not the pipe.
Higher education is still open, so come in.
Best prices, best selection, most knowledgeable. Higher Education, Charlottesville CBD headquarters. Welcome back to Coffee Talk. This is Dawn at Higher Education with Haley from Choice Botanicals, our Kratom Superstore. How you doing today, Haley? Thanks for being with us again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So we're talking about kratom, and as we mentioned earlier, kratom is an evergreen tree that the leaf is what we're actually ingesting, and it's giving remarkable benefits from pain relief, also energy. Customers just really seem to love it, and it helps people who are trying to get off of pharmaceutical drugs. So it does seem to be really an amazing thing. I do know from it being in our store that there's 3 different varieties. I believe there's Bali, Borneo, and Mangda.
Yeah, that's all of the 3 strains that we have here at Choice. Now, there are a bunch of different companies that will have strains out there that are the different colors of the rainbow, but we like to keep it super, super short and simple because that can get really confusing for everyone.
For sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I have seen so many little pieces of paper and gotten so many advertisements saying this one makes you sleep, this one wakes you up, this one gives you energy, this one makes you talk, this one does this, and they just seem confusing as shit to me. So can you tell me, basically give our audience an idea of what these 3 do, and we can go through each of them. How about Meng Da seems to be the most popular?
So Meng Da, what that actually means is it means highest quality. So anything out there can be a Meng Da. Technically, all of our strains out here are a Meng Da, but that's kind of like our marketing word for our green strain is Meng Da, so highest quality. And we like to say here at Choice, green for in between. It's going to give you energy, and it's also going to give you that pain relief. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds with that, which is why we call it the in between.
That's awesome. So if you're looking to get a little pain relief, but you still got to work the rest of the day and you're not ready to go to sleep, this one would give you some energy, but also help you feel a little better.
Absolutely. It's really great for, those really slow, sluggish afternoons where, you need that extra, cup of coffee to get you through that 2 o'clock downtime. It's amazing for that time.
And you called it green. What do you mean by that?
Green is just the color to represent the strain. So Kratom, it is a leaf, so it's going to grow in different colors. And, there's a lot of misconception with Kratom itself to where, people will open up that jar of powder and they'll see that it's a little darker than normal, or maybe it is a little bit red than normal. But the color of the Kratom does not really represent the actual strain. So it's grown in different strains, and that's what we're looking for. So because the leaf grows in different colors, that doesn't really attribute to it. But Meng Da, like I said, is our green strain. So it's going to give you that energy and pain relief, but the color doesn't so much match the powder color sometimes.
Right. Okay. So green just means that you're just using that as a term for meaning in between. It doesn't really have anything to do with the leaf marketing.
Absolutely. What I like to tell everyone, particularly in this industry, people are used to, cannabis. So cannabis has 3 different strains. You got your sativa, indica, and hybrid. And even though Kratom isn't related at all to hemp or cannabis in that fashion, it's strictly related to the coffee family. It's easier for people to equate it to that because it's like, oh, green is like a hybrid. It's going to give you the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's
really
excellent.
just a tool to help the customer understand what they're getting.
Yeah, that's excellent for education.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's the easiest way for everyone, particularly in our industry, to understand it a little better.
Absolutely. That's great. It's really well thought out. So from Meng Da, if you want it to be a little more energy, where would you go?
You would go to our Borneo. What that means is that it's grown in Borneo, and it is our white strain. And we like to say here at Choice, white for flight. So that is going to be more like your cup of coffee in the morning. It's going to get you woken up and ready to start the day, give you all of the energy that you need, more so than the pain. So very, very heavy on the energy side.
So I do not need this.
No, you don't need this.
I do not need Borneo. I do know some people who might, though.
Yeah, I might need some of that.
I have a little bit of energy.
Absolutely. And you can equate to the industry, like I said, again, not related to marijuana or hemp or anyway, but it's going to be more like a sativa. So give you that energy, not put you to sleep or anything like that.
Nice. So that's an excellent one if you were trying to quit caffeine.
I know that personally, like when I drink a cup of coffee, I get that caffeine energy, but then after a while, I feel quite the opposite. Like there's this withdrawal almost from the caffeine. Is there a difference when using the Kratom? Is there more of a slower, drawdown?
Absolutely. Again, I feel like it depends on the person, but for me in particular, I feel like it is definitely like a slower, gradual effect than like, like, oh, crash, I need to get another cup of coffee to,
Right.
feel that way again. Whereas, it definitely tapers off for sure.
Nice.
That's awesome. So then I imagine that means that the Bali would be for pain relief?
Absolutely. So our most popular is going to be the Bali and the Mangda being our number one. But Bali is, we like to say here, red before bed. So it's going to give you a little bit of energy, but this is mostly for that pain relief. So we like to say red for bed, put you a little easier to sleep, and it's going to give you the most pain relief out of everything there. You can equate it to like an indica, from the industry.
That makes sense. As far as pain relief goes, like there's a lot of things, like I know people who have kidney failure, they can't take a whole lot of pain medicines because it compromises what, little function they already have with their kidneys. Do you have any idea how Kratom might affect them?
And like I said, it's all dependent on the person. And, I'm not a doctor, so I would definitely recommend everyone, if they're going to try Kratom, to consult their doctor first. But it's really great for, anyone who needs it for pain management. From my particular experience, my wife, she has fibromyalgia, and this is the only thing that I've seen firsthand to help her get out of bed in the morning. So, pharmaceutical pain opiates on her, and they weren't really doing her, the justice that she needed to get up and go to work. So I can only imagine that those same people, could definitely benefit from Kratom as well.
And her doctors are supportive of her using this?
Some doctors more so than others. Anyone in the pharmaceutical industry, they don't really like anything that's going to get you away from them. And it's very unfortunate. They would rather have a paycheck than a healthy patient. But,
Absolutely.
whatever works for her, I feel, is the most beneficial. And out of anything that they've ever given her or everything that she has taken, this has definitely changed her into a happier, healthier, all-natural person.
That's awesome. I was just wondering, I know that my father has kidney failure, and I try to talk to his doctors all the time about natural healing things, something that could help him other than their pharmaceutical drugs. And I feel like I get shut down so very often. So the thought of there being doctors out there who are more open-minded is still intrigues and excites me. I just was hoping that you found one of those unicorns, but we're still in a search.
It's very, very hard.
But it makes sense when we put profit over health in this country and in the world.
Absolutely.
And I think, again, one of the most important parts about this is that it's just ground kratom leaf, that it's this all-natural substance. There's no binders. There's no additives.
Yeah.
That it must be much healthier for your body to process this as opposed to something that is mostly artificial.
Absolutely.
The fact that, I know from other things that when things that come from this planet, I guess, that are natural, that aren't synthesized by us, our body tends to purge when it's finished using. It just kind of goes right through. But a lot of the pharmaceuticals have, like you mentioned earlier, binders. So not only are there fillers, but there's binders that actually keep the product stuck to your body for days, weeks, months, and years. And the beauty of natural products like Choice Kratom in particular is that there's no binders to make it stick to you. So you get to use it and be done with it, and your body gets to continue on without being hindered or retarded by this product.
I feel like, again, everyone can benefit from it. It just helps in so many different ways. And even if you don't have any pain that you're trying to manage, I feel like the energy aspect is so much better than the coffees and the different Starbuckses that we have, and the the sodas and stuff like that. It's just a better way to get that feeling.
Sure.
Absolutely. And with all the things you mentioned, I mean, with caffeine, you don't just get the caffeine, we get the caffeine and the sugar. So, it would be one thing if you could just get a little bit of caffeine, but it doesn't seem to work that way. You get caffeine and then you get sugar and chocolate and God knows what else.
Corn syrup.
Yes.
Exactly.
And though they may be tasty, they're destroying us from the inside out. So, yeah.
Exactly.
And Kratom is also high in fiber, is it not?
I haven't really heard of that. That's the first I've heard of that.
Oh.
I will definitely do a little bit more of research.
I guess
into
I'm getting
it,
my information from one of my customers who said that, his Kratom intake also turns into,
Better bowel movements.
Exactly.
Hey, it works for so many different people in different ways, and that's really amazing. I'll definitely have to look into that a little bit more.
Well, I wonder if the person was switching it from a pharmaceutical. The pharmaceuticals tend to cause people to be constipated.
True.
So
that
he
could
might
be
have
it.
noticed a loosening of the bowels for different reasons.
Just a reminder that I'm not a doctor, and I highly recommend anyone who is deciding to take Kratom to speak to their physician first.
Absolutely. It's important to make sure that you consult your doctor before you change anything too abruptly in our diet or include anything. And something that is this potentially life-changing and fantastic, it's probably a good idea to let our physicians in on.
Makes sense to me.
On that note, that's the end of our second segment of the podcast that we have here today with Haley from Choice Botanicals and Dawn and Seth from Higher Education and Ashley from 3WV. We can't forget her because she's trying to hide in the background and we're not going to let that happen.
I just want to interject here and say that another smoke break may not be a good idea because the whole time when you were saying Ming Da and all this, these Asian references and talking about what you can combine it with food-wise so it tastes better. Now, I crave sushi. I don't.
So we're going to sushi for lunch.
Sushi break.
Hell yeah. Love it. I am a huge fan of sushi. Turns out I could eat it a couple times a week.
So anyway, I guess we're going to go ahead and take that
We're going to just
smoke break.
Yeah.
take that second sushi smoke
We're already
break.
there.
Yes.
I'm here to share my journey just for you. It all started out with the higher ed crew. Down on West Main, I was hanging with a friend when we saw the higher ed sign down around the bend. My boys said, let's check it. It could be a banging shop. When we walked into the store, man, it made my jaw drop. There were tubes and handpipes, rigs and more. They even have a water pipe as tall as the door. Gas masks, rollers, papers made of rice. Sure-ish, dish, it was a smoker's paradise. My jaw dropped, my eyes popped. Boy, I was feeling. Then the friendly shopkeep said, yo, hey, how you feeling? I said, wow, this your shop. It's really, really great. I just stumbled in, yo, man. It must be fit. You got the packs, volcano, and even the kind. Man, the taste can be real hard to find. You got Roar, Pulsar, and Sheldon Black. Damn, I'm definitely coming back. This place is cool, dope, and really nice. That's why higher education is the smoker's paradise.
Now offering curbside pickup and shipping direct to your door. Higher Education, Charlottesville's CBD superstore since 2017, providing high-quality CBD and education about all its amazing benefits. Higher Education, because CBD is a lifestyle, not just a greener trend. Welcome back to the third and final part of this episode of Coffee Talk with Higher Education, Dawn and Seth and Haley from Choice Botanicals. Thank you, Haley, for calling in today. We really appreciate this interview.
Absolutely. Thanks for giving me a ring.
So we were just talking during that smoke break about the rules and regulations of Kratom and the fact that we've heard so many times people get crazy about, is it going to be banned? Is the
taken off our shelves?
Yeah, and we have customers come in, they freak out and they ask all kinds of questions, and you might be the right person to ask. What have you heard about this, and what the heck is going on?
So, funny story. I've been in the industry, particularly with Kratom, for about 6 years now. But one of the years that I've been here, the FDA was going to actually make Kratom a Schedule I substance.
Right.
They did no sort of research. They had no idea what Kratom was. and they looped it in with, the industry's big bad spice. So without doing any research, they said, hey, we think and we know that Kratom should be grouped under this umbrella of spice and synthetics, when we know now, after our conversations, that it's not like that at all.
Oh, wow. So is Schedule 1 drugs are synthetic drugs?
Not just synthetic drugs, but essentially just making it as illegal as, meth, and in some states, marijuana, just, putting it under that same umbrella as
like hardcore drug.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, something that'll put you in jail.
Put you in jail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Potentially prison.
Absolutely. So there was a big panic, for the people who use it for these amazing benefits, especially in education of this, like these FDA and DEA, people, they don't understand how many people it helps. And there is an amazing resource out there. They're called the American Kratom Association. They are the boots on the ground, the people who help educate and rally the people to fight this Schedule 1 order from the DEA and the FDA. And they were essentially the voice of the people, and they rallied everyone. And it was just such a big, strong presence and so much education during this time that they helped push back that Schedule 1. And now Kratom it's becoming legal in a bunch of different states. And when you're buying choice, everyone can rest assured that we're all in the fight and helping the American Kratom Association keep this amazing, wonderful leaf legal.
Do you think that possibly the pharmaceutical companies had some influence in that? I mean, Kratom is an all-natural alternative, and if it's providing benefits that you would otherwise get from a pharmaceutical product, I assume you're
disrupting them.
Right.
You're disrupting the sales. Yeah.
Absolutely. Big Pharma is always going to have an issue when that money is potentially not going to be in their pockets anymore.
Right.
That's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. We're definitely in the business of helping people. We want people to get the relief and the energy that they need. So many different stories came out during that time of people being like, please don't get rid of this. This is the only thing that's helped me be able to get up and manage my pain and my mood, and be able to be with my kids and go to work. And it was just such a really amazing time. You could honestly feel the energy everywhere of everyone banding together and pushing back the big scary DEA and FDA. It was incredible.
I do remember that we were selling obviously your product at the time, and we had customers come in and so upset and scared and worried about where they were going to find their next bottles and how long we were going to keep it on the shelf. And you could see the real panic and fear in their eyes, because this is so important to them and the relief that it gives them.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe because of some of the hysteria, people really got scared. They thought that, this product was going to disappear, that it was going to be illegal. And I assume even read that information in places because they came to us and said, what are you going to do when this is gone? And we continued to keep it on our shelves. We just told everybody until they tell us to get rid of it, we're going to keep selling it.
We had a really big push during that time. As I believe we sent most of our customers a little, those pull-out ads where you can just rip off like the phone numbers or whatever for the local legislators, for them to call people, call your local legislator, tell them not to get rid of this. Because it helps you. Like, they need to hear your stories. At the end of the day, those people work for us. So, the more people that call in and, voice their opinions, like, the more they're going to be like, hey, maybe we should take a step back and not push this, so fast and so soon, especially when we have people blowing up our phones.
Absolutely. And that's a good reminder that everyone should vote, because it's really important. Our politicians work for us. We don't work for them. They only have jobs because we choose to give them a job, and we can fire them whenever we want.
So do you want to talk about the different forms of Kratom, like the different ways that you can choose to get it into your system?
Absolutely. So this is just for Choice Botanicals as a whole. There are a bunch of different products out there currently, but
nobody would want to buy any of this. We don't.
Yeah.
If it's not Choice, there's no point in putting it in your body. Mm-mm.
Then you're making the wrong choice.
That's right. Make the right choice. Choice Kratom.
Always. We have it in a powder form, and as we spoke a little earlier, people like to brew tea out of it.
And they find it delicious, right? Delicious.
Yeah, no. Milkshakes, for one. That was new. Yogurt, bananas. People like to make it as in the recent years, a pre-workout. People will put it in their protein powder, and you're starting to see it in the gyms now. So
that makes sense.
Kind of,
Oh, what a great idea! Gives you a little energy, and just as that that ache,
relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You started aching because you worked so hard. That's a fantastic idea.
Make your workouts longer, I imagine.
Yeah, that's where we're starting to move towards. It's fun being in this industry, but we feel like everyone should use it. Everyone can benefit for it. So definitely pre-workout, and people put it in their protein powder shakes and stuff like that. And then we have it in a capsuled form. So anyone who is adverse to taste or, doesn't want to mix it in anything, it takes from their morning. It's a really great, fast, and efficient way for them to get the benefits of Kratom without having to taste it as much. And here at Choice, we actually do jumbo capsules, so everyone's getting more bang for their buck. There is very easy serving size compared to our competitors that do a half gram. It is a giant horse pill, but you're really going to feel that effect faster and a little bit more affordable that way.
And it's so easy to figure out how much you take that way because each one of them is exactly a gram. So if you want to take 2 grams, you take 2 of them. It seems, I love that. I love the fact that it's so easy.
Yeah, and compared to our competitors, taking 6 capsules to get 3 grams, who wants to take 6 capsules? Absolutely. I definitely don't. I'd rather take the 3.
Absolutely. And I also know you have extracts, right?
Yeah, so extract is also one of our number one sellers. It's an all-natural ethanol extraction method, and we have different strains in that extracted form. And it's kind of like, the best way that I put it, it's like a Kratom 5-hour energy, right? It's not going to give you the same crashes up 5-hour energy, but it's going to work just as quickly. So this is great for anyone who needs a very fast, very strong Kratom feeling, essentially.
So it's like a 5-hour energy with a little pain relief in there. That's pretty cool. And you said there's 2 varieties, right? There's a green one maybe and a red one. Is that right?
Yep. We have a green, and it's a 12 ml extract bottle, and that's going to be, and they're both Meng Da again. Meng Da just means highest quality. So that green, it's going to be for in between, so it's going to give you pain relief as well as that energy. And then we have a red, which is, again, a red Meng Da, so high quality red, and that's going to be more for bed, so pain relief mostly.
That's fantastic to know. So, and the extracts is the little container, the 12 milliliters. That's 1 dose. You just chug the whole thing.
Oh man, I would say that a serving size for those are going to be about a capful. They are very, very strong.
Well, I don't want to ever sleep again. Apparently. Okay, so about a capful. And how do they taste compared to the powder?
Oh, they taste worse.
Oh, great.
Worse. So, but it's definitely easier to put in like a drink or, something like that. Just a couple of drops and you're on your way. You don't have to mix the whole thing. And compared to the powder, Kratom actually doesn't really dissolve. I mean, now we're getting into being able to help it dissolve a little bit more, but because it's a plant, it doesn't really dissolve into water, so you're going to get a bunch of flakes and stuff like that. But the extracted method is going to be an easier way for it to be mixed into your drinks and foods and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
And I guess because it's an extract and more powerful, you only need a little bit of it, and so
exactly. And we also have a green apple one as well. And even with our green apple extract, I tell everyone it still tastes like crap. It tastes bad, but it helps a little bit. It takes off the edge a little bit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for calling in and letting us interview you and telling us so much about Kratom. We have so many customers who ask about it, and there's so much bad information out there from so many people who want to talk about Kratom and explain it to people, and we wanted to get the truth about it, and you've done a great job helping us. Thank you so much, Haley.
No, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
So anybody out there who needs to get some Kratom because they have pain relief and or they just want to have energy, you can get that at highereducationsmokeshop.com, or you can visit us in person in Charlottesville at 619 West Main Street, or in Richmond at 2307 West Carey Street, or you can call us
in Charlottesville 434-293-PUFF, or in Richmond 804-254-PUFF.
Thanks again for visiting with us, Haley, and hopefully you'll come back on again and talk to us in the future.
Absolutely, anytime.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.